we are starting here on our channel. And basically what this video is going to be about is the basics of basically starting out and being a content creator. A lot of people in my Geeks and Beauties group have asked me, how do I start a YouTube channel? How do I do things on Instagram? How do I start a blog? Well, here is the part one, and I don't know how many parts it's going to be, but this is part one of helping you guys through the process. And I really want these videos to be kind of a back and forth situation. If you hear something in the videos that you're kind of like, oh, I never thought of that, or oh, this makes me think of this would be good for people to know, make sure you comment down below. If there's something that you want me to cover, comment down below. Let me disclaim though, this is basically stuff that I have learned after doing this for over 2.5 years on YouTube and reviewing for almost 7 years. So I'm not an expert. This is not my full-time job at all. I have another full-time job that I do on top of this. So what I am saying is what I have learned and what my experience has been. It does not necessarily mean that other people have the same experience. They might have a completely different experience, but that is the beauty of YouTube, is being able to see everyone's experiences and how they go about it differently and finding it so that it works for you. Many of the things on the list I have trouble with also. I still struggle with many of these things. It is always a journey, and I think that's something that I need to just say up front. Being a content creator, a social media marketer, is a journey, and that is something you have to figure out on your own, what it's going to be for you and how it matters in your life. Okay, so I'm just putting that out there. Again, it may not apply to everyone. This video series may be a little more nuanced towards YouTube. However, there will be videos where I will talk about like social media as a whole, or social media like specifically of platforms. But you know, this, just because I'm doing this on YouTube, I decided to kind of make it a little bit more YouTube nuanced. And because the number one question I get asked by everyone thing is, how do I start a YouTube channel? And I always go, that's a loaded question. It's not that easy. And I'm going to show you why, because I have 10 steps for how you can start your YouTube channel. One more note. I am going to be very sorry if I say things in a blunt manner that may offend you. If you have already started out, or you're just kind of trying to start out, I want to be a support and encouragement to you to help you understand your dreams. But the harsh reality about doing this is that it is hard work. It's not for people who just kind of want to be like, oh, I just want to post something and see how many views I get and then be mad because I don't have any views. You can't be like that. This is hard work. To put it bluntly, I've been doing this, like I said, for 2.5 years, and I just reached 1,000 subscribers. There are times where you're just going to kind of be like, ugh, why is this not working? But I'm going to tell you how to get through that. It's going to be fine. But again, I don't mean to offend you. You just have to know that there are some harsh truths that you have to face if you do want to do this. And on that little dismal note, let's go right into number one. Oh, I'm sorry.
Remember though, if this video offends you, you might want to reconsider doing YouTube in the first place.
Yes.
Because once you get into YouTube, there is going to be people out there whose entire goal in life is to tear you apart.
Totally true.
They will be down there in your comment section saying a whole bunch of mean and nasty things that nobody in their right mind would actually say to your face.
And we're actually going to be doing a video on how to deal with bullies and trolls further on down the line. It's on my list of things to do, but know that that is a truth. That is something that you do have to deal with. You have to deal with companies that don't necessarily like what you have to say, and people who steal your content, and you need to know how to deal with that. All right, so let's start with number one. The first thing you need to know if you want to be a content creator is do not compare yourself to other people. And I have a really hard time with this because I'm like, oh my gosh, why does that person over there have like 4,000 YouTube subscribers and they've been doing this for like 6 months, and I've been doing this for this long and I don't have any? Okay, so yes, that does happen in my head. I'm like, what am I doing wrong? People must hate me. It's a very easy spiral to fall down in, but you need to know that you should not compare yourself to others, because you need to do what you are and what your unique take is. So one of the reasons why I decided to start my channel was because I did like reviewing, and I wanted to do it a little bit differently. And I realized that doing it by myself, while that was completely fine, my energy level tended to drop a lot. I didn't really have a focus, that kind of a thing, which is why I started doing it with other people. And so once I started doing it with guys, it became this whole new focus of how do guys respond to these things that we're reviewing that are kind of geared towards girls, but don't have to be.
And on the other hand, we have other things that sometimes are geared a little bit more towards guys, and we get to see what she thinks.
Exactly. So that is kind of how I derived my focus, and it was an evolution of what that channel was. But I can't compare myself to a YouTuber who just does beauty tutorials all the time, because it's a completely different niche genre. So we won't have the same audience, we won't have the same amount of stats or subscribers. So just know you should not compare yourself to anyone else. Be what you want to be what is in your genre, your focus, your unique take on the situation. Number two, kind of rolling into that, you need to actually find that focus and make your plan from that focus. We aren't really saying that, you know, you can't start anything until you find your focus, because obviously it took us doing the channel for a little while before we found the focus. And our channel is constantly evolving for things that we're interested in at any given time, and that is okay too. But what I'm saying by finding a focus is you really should be like, okay, so I want to be on YouTube, and, you know, I want to know, you know, maybe how do I put on false lashes, let's say, for instance. So then your YouTube channel could actually be like how I'm discovering to put on false lashes, which can roll into something else. But your focus would then be beauty. Are you a geeker? Are you a gamer? Are you a vlogger? Are you a book reviewer? What is your focus? Where are you going to go? If you're a lot of things, you might be a lifestyle YouTuber or Instagrammer or whatever. So that's your second step. Figure out what are you doing? Ask yourself why.
Because if you don't, you're never going to find your group of people that are always going to be gravitating towards you, and you need that in order to continuously grow.
Which we will talk about in a moment.
Boom.
Number three, and I cannot stress enough how important number three is. And granted, you're one step there because you're watching this video, and that is research. I will say it again, research. And what I mean by research is Google, YouTube, making sure you put in the work. YouTube is not something that is for people who just kind of want to do whatever they want. YouTube, Instagram, quality content is hard work. And if you just kind of phone it in and be like, let me ask somebody a question and have them totally map out, I get it. Okay, you're starting out, you don't really know that asking a question like, how do I start a YouTube channel, is not the most involved answer that you're gonna get. Like, you don't know that the question is that bad. But if you do your research and go to Google and be like, Google, how do I start a YouTube channel? You're gonna start getting, guess what? YouTube videos, which you should be watching anyway so that you know what is happening on YouTube so that you can do a YouTube channel. You should be looking at Instagram. How do I start an Instagram account? Look at Instagram. Really just go to the platforms that you want to be involved in and look at it. See what works for you and what doesn't work for you. For example, let's say you want to start a YouTube channel, you're watching this video and you're like, hey, I like what they have to say and I hope I remember it. You should take notes, get a notebook, start jotting down lists. You should add this video to a playlist of your own that's like, how to do things on YouTube. And as you find more videos, just add it to it. Pin it to a Pinterest board. You can do that. You know, you can actually pin videos to a Pinterest board. So then you'll have your own Pinterest board of all the videos, and then you can share it with other people, and then you're like being a community person, which we'll talk about in a minute. And you can do things like, I use Google Keep. So when there's like videos that I want to set a reminder that I need to do something about, or if there's a task, I'll put it in Google Keep, put a reminder on it, and it will pop up on my phone when I need to do something. Okay, so these are all ways that you can keep track of this information. All right, so this is a way for you to really be educated about what it is you want to do. Like I said, this is hard work, but it's fun, okay? Anyone can really do this as long as you put in the effort. One of the fastest ways to kill your channel or not get subscribers is just to kind of be like, I posted my video and now I'm going to be a superstar, because it doesn't work like that. It really, really doesn't. Okay, so where do you find information about how to do this? Well, like I said, go to the platform that you want to be involved in and find stuff there. Podcasts are the best, one of the best ways I have, because when I'm at work, I can listen to podcasts about different things. One of the ones that I listen to a lot is called Video Creators. It's by a guy named Tim Schmoyer. He has a YouTube channel and he does a podcast where he gets a bunch of other YouTube creators together and they always talk about a topic. I get a lot of information from him about how to market your brand, how to grow to be a full-time YouTuber or content creator or whatever. Those are things that you should be doing. You should be seeking that information out yourself so that you know, okay, this thing that I'm finding, it fits in my niche. It fits in what I want to do. Pinterest also is a really great place because, again, you can find videos, you can find blogs, you can find all these other different things online to help you out. After you've done all of this in your research, then you should find Facebook groups. And after you've done your research, it is then okay to be in the groups and be like, okay guys, this is what I found. What is your experience? Okay, so you're not just going in and asking, how do I do this? You're actually going in and saying, this is what I found to be true. This is what I want to do. Can you guys help? Give me some insight and advice. People are a lot more willing to give you advice at that point because they know that you want to do the work. So they're like, yes, I'm going to help you out. Okay, so with that being said, you also need to ask yourself, why are you doing this? That's part of your research. Are you doing this because you want to be a superstar? Are you doing this because you want to reach out and help people and make their lives better? Are you doing this because you need a creative outlet for yourself? Are you doing this because you need a hobby? These are all valid answers, but they're all going to dictate what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. I don't really want to get into that a lot right now, but I mean, you can probably see someone who wants to do this full time is going to be a lot more business minded and focused on what they're doing, whereas someone who's just doing this as a hobby is just going to be like posting stuff up there and being like, I'm having fun, I'm just doing it, like whatever, you know. Although the hobbyist could be just as serious as the full-time person. It just doesn't matter. It's really up to you. All right. My last thing in the research is always be learning. Always. Social media is changing rapidly, right? Where Twitter used to be this hot new thing like 10 years ago, not even 10 years ago, it is failing. So Twitter is no longer viable. Tumblr, I very rarely see things on that. The new microblogging platform is now Instagram, where people are just on there doing their reviews and their blogs. Facebook, as far as a review platform, is also kind of dying. Facebook right now is really only good for its groups and communities and their pages. Snapchat, it's a good thing. So what's the next thing after that? Like you just want to constantly be looking for that, looking for what the advancements are in the platform that you're in and new marketing techniques and strategies. So always, always, always be researching everything if you're serious about succeeding in a professional manner.
Yeah. It's very important to remember that whenever you are asking a question, when you don't know something, many times it's not the actual question that you're asking. There's a bunch of other questions that are hiding underneath that you just were too scared to ask. Sometimes when you're going, I want to know how to do a YouTube video series, you know what you need to do, but you really need to ask deeper questions you're scared to ask. Get past that, and you're going to learn not only how to do it, but what is inside you that makes you passionate to do it.
That's a good point.
So you can do better at it.
Exactly.
The more passionate you are, the better you are.
Exactly. I would not be doing this for this long unless I really cared about what I was doing. All right. Number 4 is get involved in communities in a genuine way. This was one of the reasons why we started our Geeks and Beauties community. And I'm going to preface that by saying the Geeks and Beauties community is not for everybody. It is literally for people who have an interest in supporting other people and being supported reciprocally. Some people just don't understand. They don't understand the point of it. They don't understand how they can be more involved. Just the other day, though, we had a conversation. I'm not going to really tell you the details of the conversation, but we did have a conversation in our Geeks and Beauties group where someone said, I feel this certain way and I need help. And people in the group just went, yes, what do you need? Let me help you. Come message me. We'll be here for you. That is the kind of community that you want to build. You don't want to just build a community where you're like, here's my stuff. Please come comment. Because if that's all you're expecting, you're not going to build a community. You're not going to build a fan base. You're not going to build your subscribers in a meaningful way where they're going to stay with you no matter what. What you want to build is you want to get a few very meaningful Facebook groups in your niche and share with them and be encouraging of the people in the group so they will be as well. You know, in Geeks and Beauties, we decided we wanted to start the group because we felt a lot of other groups were just kind of like, here's my link, see ya, and it wasn't effective because we would do people would do sub for subs. I mean, I'm not gonna lie, part of the reason why I have 1,000 subscribers right now and not a lot of views on my channel is because back in the beginning I did sub for subs. So I've got all these you know, lone subs out there that aren't even watching my stuff.
Yeah.
It's just not effective. But if you really want to build community, you will find that the people who support the people in the community will then start to support you because you're doing collabs, you're doing things with them, and you're really building a great base not only online but also personally. And that is what you need in order to keep yourself up from all the mean and nasty things that happen online, right?
Mm-hmm. It used to be that YouTube was all about subscribers and views, then likes, but now it's about retention. So you need to get people that are in and they care about it enough to watch the whole thing.
Exactly. So that being said, you know, don't be a moocher when you're in the group. Don't go into it being like, I'm doing this for me. Because again, that's not going to be effective. People don't want to be there if you're only in it for yourself. People want to be there if you genuinely care about them. But that's why at the same time, I always tell people, you need to be humble. You need to be open to criticism. You need to be flexible with what people are telling you and saying, this might not work so well for you. You might want to do this. People get so offended on the internet nowadays, it's crazy. You say something like, you know, I'm not really sure that lip color is the best lip color for you. And they flip out like, what? How dare you say that? Well, here's a little tip, people. Don't put yourself out there if you don't want to be open to comments. Because, yes, you have every right to say your opinion, but so does everyone else. So, you know, it's how they say it. I'm not saying bullying is right, but, you know, it's a lot different from someone saying, you fatso, than it is for someone saying, oh, you know what, maybe you should try this with your channel. There's a difference. It's
constructive criticism is very different from bullying.
It's true.
Don't take the two as the same.
But just don't overwhelm yourself trying to be super involved in a bunch of different things. Take a break every once in a while. Online communities are not necessarily the only thing you should be focusing on in your life. You really need to think about things outside too. We'll get to that. Wow, we're only at number 5. Halfway through. Number 5. Concentrate on one platform at a time. Master that platform before you move on to the other one. This is kind of a weird downfall thing. The reason why I say that is when you do YouTube, you literally have to market everywhere in order just to get your stuff out there. And I get that, but don't try to be, I guess what I'm trying to say is don't try to be perfect at everything all at once. So if you're going to start a YouTube channel, start your YouTube channel and then post whatever you can on Instagram to market your stuff. Just do it however you can. And once you feel like you're comfortable with what you've got on YouTube, then go to Instagram and be like, okay, how can I really perfect my Instagram game since I've already perfected my YouTube game? That's what I'm saying. I'm not saying don't do all the social media. Maybe pick a few. Yeah. But what I'm saying is don't expect yourself to be perfect in every single marketing thing you do.
Yeah, that's exact.
All right, so that is the first 5 of our top 10 basics of being a content creator online. I hope you guys stay tuned for part 2 where we'll do the next 5 of the basics. And also remember to comment down below and let us know if there's anything you have to add to it. Again, remember, constructive criticism. Be nice. Don't be mean, but we do like feedback. So make sure you put that down below. So until next time,
stay zany.
bye-bye.